Good afternoon, Texas. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan Villar, and I am the interim state director for Convention of States here in the Lone Star State. And I wanted to record a message to thank you so much for your support of Convention of States. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for your action and your support, we wouldn't have passed the resolution here back in May of 2017 that calls for an Article 5 convention to rein in our federal government. So thank you so much for that and for your continued support. However, I wanted to let you know the job isn't finished here in Texas. There's still more to be done. We still have to continue to grow the grassroots, continue to spread the message for Convention of States, continue to build relationships with our neighbors and fellow Texans, because we need everyone to understand their role in our system of government, and we also need them to understand that we have to build a culture of self-governance here in our state and across the country. To that end, we're focusing on some legislative priorities this legislative session, and we could use your help in getting them passed. You may have noticed that we sent out a message a few weeks ago about a surge date that we were having here at the Capitol in Austin, and in that message we talked about 3 legislative priorities that we're going to try to really tackle this legislative session, and I wanted to outline them again for you. The 3 are election integrity. We really want to make sure that our elections, which are a cornerstone of our republic, are safe and secure at all times. So we're going to be really focused heavily on that this legislative session. We're also going to be focusing on banning taxpayer-funded lobbying. I mean, the fact that lobbyists receive taxpayer money, your money, to lobby on things that are against your values is crazy. And we need to end that process here in Texas. And the last one that we're going to be focusing on is strengthening and securing the Texas electric grid. What happened a couple of weeks ago after the natural disaster, if you will, with the ice storm, is just insane, and we can't allow that to happen. We have to make sure it's secure so that people aren't without power and water for days upon days upon days. It's actually a matter of life and death, and we really need to secure our electric grid here in Texas. So in order for you to help us get these taken care of and to focus in on these priorities, which, by the way, we have a lot of bills under each different subject matter that we're focusing on and we want to try to get passed, we need your help. We need to get this done together, and that's the only way we're going to actually get our resolutions and our bills passed. So you might be asking, what can I do, Jonathan? How can I help out? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to be sending out a couple of emails and text blasts over the next couple of weeks with calls to action. We're going to be asking you to call or write your legislator. You may actually live in a district where one of your legislators is on a committee that's hearing our bill. We're going to start focusing in on them first so that this way we can have the bill passed out of committee and then get to the full floor for a vote. That's the only way to get things done. So we're going to start with the committee. Then we're going to be asking all of you, everyone in Texas, to please contact your legislators regarding these bills. It's important for you to build your relationship with legislators, but also for your voice to be heard in this process. So we ask that you call your legislator's office, try to speak with your legislator or a member of their staff, and tell them why you support our bills that we're going after this legislative session. If you're unable to call or you feel a little funny, you can also send a message. We're going to help you crafting messages and everything, so you won't have to do it all yourself. But we do encourage you to add a little bit of a personal note to it so that this way they know exactly why you're doing it. If they just get a bunch of form messages, it doesn't carry as much weight as if they hear your story. And if you're really a go-getter, we encourage you to do both. Call and write to your legislator. That's really, really effective and really powerful. So please consider doing that. In addition to that, we're going to be reaching out to you and letting you know when our bills are coming before the committee. So when the committees are actually having hearings, we need people showing up in Austin, making their faces seen, their voices heard. That's the best way to get our legislation through the committee. When they see and they hear you in person, in flesh, that's how it's going to happen. But if you're unable to do that, we understand that not everybody's able to get down to Austin. We do ask you to write a written testimony to submit online. We'll provide you with all of the information on how to do that. And again, we would just ask you to fill it out and say, this is why I support these bills. If you're able to do both, that's even better. Just like calling and writing, we would love for you to show up and write as well. But giving testimony in person and being there in Austin is really, really important. Finally, the last thing that you can do is when we send out these messages, share them with friends and family. We have hundreds of thousands of people that have signed the petition here in Texas and really support Convention of States, but we obviously don't have every Texan. So we need you to share this message with your friends, your family, your communities. Let people know that this is important to you, and they should be wanting to secure our elections, ban taxpayer-funded lobbying, and secure the electric grid as well. It's super important that we get as many people in our state involved with this as possible, so that this way we can pass these bills and really take things to the next level here in Texas. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And one last thing that I would ask of you, if you really do support Convention of States and you feel like you want to get more involved and you want to make a difference in your community, go to conventionofstates.com. At the top of that homepage, click on the Take Action tab, sign up to become a volunteer. We could use your help. We would love to welcome more people into the COS Texas family, and we need your help, because in order for us to get these legislative priorities done, in order for us to continue to build the Convention of States movement, we need leaders, we need volunteers to continue to spread the message. So we would love to have you and welcome you with open arms. Once again, thank you so much for your support of Convention of States here in Texas. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Would love to hear from you. You can send me an email at the email address at the bottom of this message. But again, thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great day.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks were willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.